Alright, YouTubers, today's problem is the drive shaft was scraping like crazy, making this grinding noise in between the passenger and driver's seat. And it's actually a pretty simple job to do. Here's the part numbers. They're available at O'Reilly's. I got them in one day. Sorry about the background noise, it's just people pulled right up next to me for no reason. But these are the motor mounts, and then this is the transmission mount. Part numbers. Okay. And all you gotta do is, these are all the tools I use. This is useful. Okay, so you need a 18mm socket, and I would recommend having both a 3/8 and a 1/2 inch drive ratchet on hand. So you need 18mm for these big bolts that hold the engine mount on. And of course, this is the problem here. That's why my drive shaft was scraping, is because the engine mount was totally broken. This just fell off when I unbolted it, when I jacked this pan up. So 18mm for that. And you need a 16mm socket for the other engine mount bolts. So these ones right here. And you can get to the engine mount bolt, the 18mm, with a really long extension, like a couple feet. Or if you don't have all that, you can get a really short one, just this long, with a universal, and you can carefully wedge that in there. But be careful not to break the brake booster. So I would recommend jacking it all up and supporting it, and then you want to jack the oil pan up carefully. See, I've got some foam and then some wood blocks. I mean, that's not really the safest setup, you know, because you want to have one wood block ideally that's only like this big, and it's because my jack is a low profile jack, so you might want a bigger jack, or maybe you don't jack your vehicle up so high. But when you jack the engine up, you have to be careful that the fan blade is not going to hit, because see, the clearance is very close. And second of all, you want to make sure that your jack is all the way turn this clockwise, because you don't want your engine to start dropping, especially not while you're under there. So just periodically check it, because I noticed for the first time ever that it was actually sinking. Might just have been because it was a little loose on the tightening here, but so the bolts were actually not that tight, and you can see them right there. Let's see, get my finger on it. Right there. So I had best luck, but let's see, how did I do it? Yeah, I think I went in right through here. See this cross member here? Here's the oil pan. And I don't know, you had to figure it out, but the only way I could get in there was with a 3/8 inch wrench and a ratchet. No extension, no universal. And they actually were not that tight. So get a 16mm socket on both of those. And then for the bolt on top on the other side, you want to the bolt on the other side, you want to get way back here and get at it from here, so you can pull like this with a 1/2 inch ratchet. It'll give you enough leverage. And for a couple of these ones right here, these little 16mm nut bolts, oh shit. For a couple of those, I used this jack handle that comes with your Sprinter van under the passenger door foot rest, and I used that as a cheater bar. I was only able to fit it on that outer one, but okay, so once you have those two 16mm bolts loose, nuts loose on each side, and you have your engine supported, and you have your wheels chalked so you don't get run over. I have it chalked on both sides. One side is chalked by the curb. So everything's safe, and you know, keep your tires on so that it's safer that way, so your vehicle won't fall on you. Now you can raise this up while carefully watching the fan, and then in my case, as I raised it up, this engine mount piece just fell right off. So that's the problem right there. Now when you replace, hey, pretty good, yourself? Good. It's just an emergency repair.
Okay. Is it your car?
Yeah.
Is this going with you? No. Okay. You're just fixing this here real quick? Okay.
Almost done.
Alright, perfect.
Driveline started scraping like crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I normally don't allow like repairs in the street.
Oh.
But go ahead and just finish up. Get done.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good day.
You too. Alrighty, sorry about that. So, as I was saying, what was I saying here? I just got my heart racing, the cops rolled up on me. So yeah, as you lift up the engine a little bit, and then you can install the motor mounts, but you should do the transmission bushing while you're at it, because you're going to be removing these engine mount bolts anyway, and you're going to be lifting up the engine anyway to remove those transmission bolts. I mean, to change this transmission bushing. And I'll show you what this one is. Now these are two 16mm bolts. Right there, see? So just use a 3/8 ratchet. Oh yeah, actually use a 1/2 inch ratchet on the bottom on these nuts here, and a 3/8 ratchet, or better yet, a wrench on top. Okay. So you can see this is like totally junked. It's you can see through it. Yeah, it's not holding the transmission very well. So anyway, you'll have to jack up the transmission a little bit to replace that, but it's pretty easy. So I don't have a head cam mount or anything to show you all that, but that's how you do it. Enjoy.